Do something which is logic, something which you can benefit an organization, not something which can benefit a relationship. So in business, mostly use the logic and avoid getting into business with emotions. Greetings, Africa. My name is Nyazungu, aka the Chartered Vendor. We are on the Chartered Vendor podcast where we talk about everything business, sales, and entrepreneurship. And today, I'm so excited that I'm going to share with you a story of what happened. This is based on a true story. It happened to me as I was also navigating in the streets of business. So this is what happened. But before I start my story, please, I know that most of you are not subscribing. I think it's almost my internet department actually said it is 69.4% of the people, they view this podcast, but they end up not subscribing. Please subscribe, please comment. When you comment, let us discuss. We need to build businesses and build the Africa which we need. So here's my story. So this is what happened. So it was, I was in a gym, and I was in a gym with my friends in Harare. So this is a person I consider my best friend. We used to share everything. I met this guy at the gym, I think around 2019, 2018, if I'm not mistaken. We became buddies. He was there for me, and I was there for him as well. But along the way, because I was the first one to get into entrepreneurship, and he was still working for another company, so he decided to also come into entrepreneurship. And he started off with this company. Actually, he started doing entrepreneurship whilst he was still working for that company, until that was actually caught by the company owner, and he was removed from the company, and he decided to start his own company. And the company was, before he started his own company, he had to send his brother to my company. I trained the brother for almost 2 months for free. Then after that, we were very close to the extent that even his first, I said to my brother, you need to have a family trust. I was actually part of the trustees on that family trust, and we were doing very well together, sharing ideas. We were sharing ideas. He was also sharing, he would also give me some ideas. I think one of the most profound idea which he gave me was to say, Jerry, please don't concentrate on small clients mostly. Concentrate much on where you can actually get a larger chunk of your money. Be deliberate about your business, because he was deliberate about his business. He never wanted to deal with individuals mostly. He would like to deal with companies, corporates, NGOs, even government. That was his business model. And definitely it helped my business, because when I changed that, I changed focus, and we started focusing mostly on the businesses which are already working, and the business which can actually afford to give us a $5,000 invoice or a $2,000 invoice. That was his advice. Then we worked together, we were golfing together, gym, his wife, we were very close and everything. We were brothers, we were family actually. Then one eventful day, I was actually in the gym, you're now in the bathroom changing, etc. The guy said, my brother, I want an accountant. Then I'm like, okay, you want an accountant, please. You need to do a diligent job, make sure that when you hire someone who's smart, someone who's going to help you in the business. Then I said, it's okay. So the next day he said, guess what? Who came to the interview? I'm going to call this person Shoron, but his actual name is not Shoron. Shoron came to the interview. And I was like, which Shoron? There are a lot of Shorons out there. Then he said, the Shoron who used to work for you. I'm like, dude, but you know that this girl used to work for me? And apparently, you know that he actually knew that this girl was working for me, and I'd fired her. And we had challenges to Shoron. Actually, Shoron, when she left, she had about $400 in her Echo Cash. And she took days to come with that money. And I think it was actually months, if not years before, months actually, before she could actually come with that money. We're to demand, we're to use our lawyers actually to get that money back. So we're fighting in courts with Shoron, and my friend knew, because obviously he's my friend, would share everything, would share what is happening in his organization, would share what was happening in my organization. So I said, dude, you want to hire Shoron? Don't you know what she did in my company? And he said, I'll consider that. I'll consider that. Then boom, on the third day, he came back and actually said, guess what, my brother? Guess what? I've hired Shoron. I'm like, okay, you've hired Shoron. And he's actually said, she's the best because she's the only one who is actually suitable for who is a perfect match for this job. Then he said, no, I'm going to hire Shoron. And I said, that's okay, it's fine. So, but when I drove, it sounded as if ton of bricks were actually thrown on me. And I just said, okay, fine. To me, it wasn't about Shoron getting a job. And trust me, I don't think I know the taste of my brother in terms of girls. So I don't think even my brother was interested in a love affair. Don't mistake in this. I don't think even right now, honestly, I don't think that he was actually attracted to Shoron, but I think he was actually attracted to the abilities of Shoron as an employee, not necessarily in love affairs. I think most of the people, when I wrote my article, they mistaken it to probably he was interested in a love affair. No. So Shoron was a very small girl, and I knew the quality and the type of my brothers, and I know even his wife and how she looks. No way, there was no relationship. So I started thinking and pondering to say, okay, fine. He has had my former employee and the person I fired and the person I'm having battles with in courts of laws and in getting my money. So to me, it wasn't about really about Shoron getting an opportunity in his company. Did you know the same way people struggle with love relationships is the same way they struggle with sales? Think about the process of prospecting for that special someone, trying to impress them by selling yourself. Did you know you have to go through a similar process to win over customers? The book Sales Equals to Mjolo is evidence of how sales and love relationships are quite similar. It is the story of a doctor looking for the ideal wife for himself, but the narrative is also compared to how sales work. So when you read this book, you not only get educated, but also entertained. Read the book and you can just increase your chances of making more sales or improving your love life. To order your copy, you can get in touch using the contact information showing on the screen.
Yeah, bro, this is our company, our tech company, 50-50 partnership.
So let's go. Who needs a lawyer when there's trust?
Hello, sir.
Wait, you had your cousin without telling me why,
She's qualified.
but we never agreed on that.
This is my company.
Partnerships built on trust need more than a handshake. A shareholders agreement defines roles, responsibilities, exits, decision-making, and protects friendships and businesses. Smart Founders puts it in writing. Get a shareholders agreement. Build on clarity, not conflict. M&J, building timeless businesses.
I actually wish everyone I've worked with, whether the person who have fired, whether the person who has resigned, I wish them well. And to be honest, I'm actually, my heart, I'm pained when I see my fellow or my former workmates or rather employees suffering. I don't like that. I wish them well. So I had deeper thoughts, and I just noticed how, to me, it was a reflection of how my friend valued our relationship. Because I used to call him my best friend. And I noticed when this situation, when this situation, I noticed the value he puts on our friendship. And I say to myself, Jerry, you're the one who's a fool. Because why? You go into a relationship with all the emotions. And I measured business and a relationship. Because most of the people will think that it's always about love relationships. But there are people out there who got into business because people were friends. So we did business together. I was the one actually handling his taxes, his accounts, everything. But where I failed to draw the line was the difference between a relationship and business. And a relationship comes with emotions, and I was supposed to handle everything in business using logic. So I say to him, no, my friend, I think we can no longer be friends because of what happened. I see how you value our friendship. I now see the reflection to say, do you really value our friendship? How you put because how I used to be at his offices nearly on weekly basis. So how was I going to get into his offices with this girl in their offices? I just said no way. So I decided to call it quits, and that was the end of our friendship. And I started applauding him from afar. This guy is successful, and this guy is a genius. This guy is very good, and I'm happy for him in whatever he's doing. But I said, no, there's no way I can be close to this person because it's dangerous. Because I noticed that even if you notice if someone can do that, what can stop them from even getting to your wife? So to me, it was a point of reflection. It was a point of pondering. It was a point of thinking. And my advice to entrepreneurs is, I learned a hard way. So even when I'm working with my clients, I'm working with stakeholders, I no longer put emotions into it, because if you put emotions, do something which is logic, something which you can benefit an organization, not something which can benefit a relationship. Don't go out of your way because of a relationship whilst you're actually doing business, because you destroy the business and you'll be hit, and end of the day you'll be disappointed. Like in this case, I was betrayed because I used more emotions than logic. So in business, mostly use the logic and avoid getting into business with emotions. And the other lesson which I also, and don't overshare when you're in this kind of relationships. Don't overshare. Try to be conservative, and sometimes you need to keep the secrets of what you're actually doing in your business. Don't always be sharing. Even it means with friends. Sometimes it means with even wives. Sometimes it means with your husband. Sometimes if you also overshare, you carry different visions. Like sometimes probably your husband is an employee and you're an entrepreneur yourself. Obviously, don't see eye to eye because the way you see things is completely different. As much as your husband is supporting you in the business, they might actually think that they're protecting you, but whilst they are also destroying the business, which they also want to build. So remember, please don't overshare and try to protect your business at whatever cost. So this is what happened to me, and this is a true story, and this is a story I wanted to share with you today, because I just thought that if I share with you today, it will protect someone's business, it will protect you, because people are different and people can actually disappoint you in different ways. So this is what happened to me. So another secret which I want to share to you on not on this case. Even when I wrote this book, initially it was because of a disappointment from a partnership. My first topic is actually addressing that. So after being disappointed in this partnership, that's when I said, okay, fine, let me write it in my book. So I'm now recovering my money through the book. So I hope to also recover whatever happened through a book which I'm going to write about what happened in this relationship, which started in a good way, but it ended up in a toxic way. So thank you so much, guys. This is what I had for you. If you've got anything which you want us to discuss, please comment, like, and also remember to subscribe. Thank you so much. Until next time, it's Nyazungu.